Hit the record. Hyperview, max lens with Sam Scott. So here it is, the long anticipated GoPro Hero 12 Black. And yes, a lot of you out there might just think that it's a software update, but there is so much more to it. So I want to tell you all the new features and also tell you why I think GoPro is still the action camera king.
Mr. Black.
By the way, welcome to the channel. My name's Danny Black. I love to share with you cool gear that comes my way. If you're new here, don't be a stranger. And before we get into the features, I just want to have a little chat. First and foremost, GoPro did send this to me. They didn't pay me any money for this review. However, I would love to get paid for this. I mean, I think that it's okay to get paid as a reviewer, not to shill for them, but because these reviews take a lot of time and some of these activities cost a lot of money. But no matter what, I think that it's important to note that I actually love technology. I'm not grizzled up, I'm not jaded by it. So everything that comes out that's new and it's impressive, I'm excited about it. And I can see that there's people out there that do get jaded by year over year new tech that comes out and gets upgraded. Maybe you feel like you just bought the last one and you're feeling like you're missing out on the new one. So it's easy to like have negative thoughts about the new camera. But you know what? This is all fun. This is cool. Like new technology's coming out and maybe this isn't the one that you're gonna upgrade to, but it's a step towards the next one that you will upgrade to. Or maybe this is the one you're upgrading to because it's perfect for you. And lastly, do stay tuned to the channel. I actually have to get on another cruise ship. I'm a musician on cruise ships sometimes, and so I actually have to get on one today. So I have to like get this video out. So there will be a lot more videos coming out, like comparisons to the Action 4 and even the Hero 11, things that you kind of want to see. So stay tuned for that. And if you specifically want to know a little bit more about the Hero 12, drop a comment, let me know what you want to see more about, and I'll try to get to it for you. Okay, so maybe you've seen all the GoPro videos that have been out already, and you've seen like GoPro's video as well, so you probably know all the specs and features. But since I've spent like a week with this thing, I've been playing with it and seeing what's new. I wanted to share that with you guys. And the first major change that I really want to highlight, because this is what is going to make GoPro the action king. So if you're an action junkie out there, I think the whole Max Lens 2.0 on this thing and the Hypersmooth 6.0, which we'll get into in a second, but the Max Lens capabilities of getting to 4K 60 frames per second is a big game changer. Thinking of my friend Scott Davies on the skateboard, he was using the GoPros with the Max Lens 2.7K for a long time. He loved that look, but he just wished it could get up to 4K, and now it can, and that's huge. And some of the test footage I've taken, like on this dirt bike here, yeah, you could see just how stable it is. And this is Max Lens with Hyperview on, and you can also see it in Super View, and we'll do some more comparisons to that kind of stuff. But it is so smooth, and it just looks really cool. And on this plane ride I just did, also that made me sick for the whole day. But just look at how cool this looks attached to the back of the plane here, and as it's swinging around, it just stays in place. So yeah, we'll do more testing with that and play around with it. But I think that is a huge, that's almost really, and truthfully, that's almost upgradable from the 11 if you are into like big action stuff and you want that kind of stabilization and wide field of view. But on that note, Hypersmooth 6.0 is just insane. It is really good. Even compared to the 11, it just looks really smooth still. I mean, they all look amazing. So don't get me wrong. It's not like you need to switch just because of Hypersmooth 6.0, but it just brings in a lot more information and stabilizes that footage that much better. So that's really cool that they're able to just make it better when it was already really great. And so let's just quick fire through some really notable changes. I mean, obviously the blue speckles make it a lot more aerodynamic. I'm sorry. Actually, I think that the blue speckle design is really cool. I like that a lot. But a major change that you'll see is the bottom mount here now has a quarter thread. So yeah, you have your action mount fingers here, which work great because, you know, if you don't want it to be moving a little bit, it's a lot more stable, you can use that. But if you're in a jam, if you want to use just a regular like tripod or accessory that only has quarter thread, it's so much easier to have this. And yes, there have been third-party accessories that would do the same thing, and I've highlighted them on this channel, but I will say that GoPro just makes it better, so I'm glad that it's like built into it. And another one that you probably already know is that the Hero 12 has a longer battery life. So GoPro now gives you 70 minutes of battery at 5.3K 60 frames per second, which is 9 minutes longer, and you're probably going, whoa, 9 minutes, who cares? I mean, it's really not about that because you're not going to be shooting at 5.3K 60 frames per second that long. So that means other frame rates and resolutions that are lower than that will get longer battery life as well, like even more significant. And that might be due to the lack of GPS that's on this thing. And I know my friends at Telemetry Overlay are probably not going to be excited about that. But if you notice that a lot of other companies like Insta360 and DJI, they don't have GPS built into it as well. They have like an external remote. And I think that that's a good thing because you don't really use it unless you're going to be doing like the telemetry overlays. So I think that that was a smart move on their behalf. And also another one is apparently the app does live preview, but I haven't been able to really verify that. It does, it's here now. Okay, cool. Wow, that's first. So here is the moment of truth. Let's see if this works. So we're gonna hit record, and does it stay on there? It does. It actually does work. So there we go. But check this out. So if we power this thing off, so now it shows up and it says like tap to power on. So if we hit that, check it out. Boom, it's on. Connects right away. And that's because it has the latest Bluetooth chip. And that also brings me to the next one where you can actually connect like AirPods and wireless microphones and other things to your GoPro through Bluetooth. This is probably not the best microphone for it, but this is Sabine Tech. And watch what happens. It'll show up Smart Mic Plus. So I'm gonna press the plus button to sync it. And now it's connected. This is Sabine Tech, and this is a Bluetooth microphone that's usually designed for your iPhone or smartphone, and this is probably too loud, too hot. Unfortunately, there's no way to really control volume for these external microphones, but I can also plug in a lavalier to this thing. It's kind of nice. I can walk away from it, and you can kind of hear me the same. So, all right. So that's a really cool feature. There's probably going to be some kind of GoPro wireless mic released, I would imagine, but or third-party microphones are going to be coming out left, right, and center. So we'll see what happens with that, but that's a really cool update. Now, something else that they did that was new was they kind of redid their whole like menu system and layout. Some things are different on here. And I'll make a whole video just kind of deep diving into this so we can just see everything that's involved. But if you go into like their settings here on the top, you have like your easy controls, and then if you click on that, you can change it to pro controls. One of the cool changes is when you're in easy controls, there's like a little button down here at the bottom where you can actually see this one right over here. So you can actually click on that and you can adjust you can change your framing for widescreen or for vertical. So you can see that it's framed for vertical right now, and you can get your full frame 8:7 aspect ratio. The vertical one means you don't have to shoot it sideways if you wanted to get a vertical video for like your social media, like TikTok and Instagram and all that stuff. So that's really cool, a lot easier than having to worry about filming sideways. You can just keep it on the same mount that you have and then just go, you know what, let's get a vertical video of this. Boom, done. Another cool feature is they added timecode syncing, which is great if you have multiple GoPros and you want to edit between them, so that when you put it into your editing system, it will sync up so you don't have to kind of like figure out where they line up. It will do that for you through the timecode. And so probably another big one that's worth upgrading is the HDR and log modes now. So HDR means that high dynamic range, where like maybe you're spinning your camera around or you have the sun behind you, it's backlit. Instead of having like the background blown out and you're lit properly, or vice versa, the background looks great and you're just like a shadow, this will actually take those images and stitch them together, and it will actually give you that great look. So high dynamic range is just a really, really good thing. I'm so glad they brought that out on the Hero 12. But with log, when you're shooting with 10-bit color, where you get like over 1 billion colors, that gives you the chance to color grade with it. So if you're editing later and you want to color grade it, and I do believe that they'll actually have some LUTs coming out that you can use for it. So that will just like unlock so much more, making your video look so much better. So those are really, really big features. And a lot of people were just like, yeah, this is just an update. It's like they just put a 12 sticker over the 11. But when you dive into it, it's like, no, this is a really significant upgrade. All right, well, that's it for today's video. So glad I got my hands on the Hero 12 Black. This thing's really great. And you know, they will probably have some firmware updates to make it even better. And I'm sure that there's probably some other new stuff that I'll find as I play around with this more. So stay tuned to the channel and I'll let you know about that. Also, I'll be doing a Action 4 versus Hero 12. So thanks again for watching. Thanks for helping this channel grow. I really appreciate it. And see you next time. Bye.
Mr. Black.